Other interesting cultural news, you have a leftist mom breaking down and crying in front of her kids because Trump won. And yes, of course, she does have the crazy eyes. The Trump derangement syndrome is in full effect here. Yeah, now this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on the good old X. And Wokeness says, quote, woke mom holds back tears as she tells her terrified kids who's won the election, which is again disgusting that you're projecting these feelings onto kids, where if you're a kid, do you really care about politics? Mostly not, unless you're like a really passionate, but mostly not. And is it really going to affect kids? No. Well, I guess, causing record inflation, have just your parents means they have to spend more on groceries, maybe means less money for toys. But really, is it going to have much impact on your life? No, but presumably not. This is not too long. It's about a minute 35. Is clearly, well, we'll go ahead and dive on in. And for those who are just listening on the good old Spotify or something like that, or the Apple Tunes, if you go ahead and give me a 5-star rating, greatly appreciate it. Or give me a 1-star, let me know in the comments what I could do better. And if you are listening on those outlets, you are spared the visually disgustingness that you're going to see here if you're watching on good old Rumble or even YouTube. And yeah, I don't know where she buys these glasses, but they're the size of dinner plates. And they don't do her any favors. They magnify the craziness, soullessness in her eyes. And without too much further ado,
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump. So I'm
Take a breath.
Yep.
take a breath. Is she the mentality of a child? Well, most leftists are. So she has to take a breath. She's about to cry for her kids. Another thing, the interesting thing culturally speaking, between the left and the right, a lot of leftists break down and cry. Famously, the gal with the beanie and the glasses, dropping to her knees and crying in the 2016 election results. But you don't see a lot of people on the right crying and breaking down, having mental breakdowns just because someone wins an election or someone loses an election. Yeah, I can't but think these people need some mental help. Or just, push-ups and prayers. It solves a lot of problems in life.
So today may look a little different at school.
It shouldn't, unless the teachers are radicals pushing crap onto kids. It should have no difference in the public schools in terms of today's lesson is about math. Tomorrow's lesson is about math. Yesterday we learned multiplication, today we learn addition. Or vice versa. It shouldn't have any difference on a kid's at school.
Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions. Right?
Really?
I'm sure your teachers are going to. I think, we currently are in a country where we get to choose, right? And people have different priorities. They have different values. Some people hear what he has to say and they don't believe him. And some people hear what he has to say and they believe him and they agree with him. So today's probably...
Does she break down and crying like a child between these cuts? These are really awkward, spliced videos together that she's put together here.
Your school day is probably going to look pretty normal. Okay? Your teachers are going to do a really great job of... if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Do you like these?
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you're crying.
What a terrible mom. So she's making her kids scared about this, and she's having her kids to the point where they're crying about politics. You failed as a parent. That's ridiculous. There's no reason at that, especially at those ages. I mean, you can hear those kids' voices. They're, I don't know, maybe first or second grade. That's just ridiculous. And again, those creepy eyes. They always have them. Now, this went pretty viral. Got 12 million views, as well as 80,000. Again, 80,000 likes. One of the first comments. Well, it's not the comment with the most likes, but I'm a little biased. I think the person who said it is quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, again, at Twitter, hashtag or @ thingamajig, the topping show, in which I say they all have those eyes. True, getting 4 likes. Paul Zupa says she has a deviated septum, getting 1.1 thousand likes, which, yeah, I'm not going, I mean, shoot. That's just a weird, That's just a weird looking nose. Not going to diss her too much for that unless she has plastic surgery and she chose that. But shoot, truth be told, I'm no Tom Cruise myself. I don't have much ground to stand on in terms of looks. Vince Langman says, quote, those kids have 0% chance of growing up to be normal, getting 27,000 likes. Unfortunately, I tend to agree with him. True Chief says, her poor children are already indoctrinated. Children shouldn't have to worry about politics. Yes, getting 31,000 likes. Three-sided Story says, quote, this is what mental illness looks like. And it's a screenshot of her right as she's tearing up and about to cry with those magnifying terrible glasses. Which, again, there are good-looking glasses and frames out there. I mean, there are thousands to choose from. Granted, mostly one company actually makes them all, Luxottica, but nevertheless, that got 38,000 likes for the crazy eyes. Big Slagman also says child abuse, take those kids away from the psychopath, getting 6.8 thousand likes. John says, quote, the woke agenda has made weakness the norm. It's time to teach our kids to embrace strength and resilience, not to cower in tears over a leader who actually fights for them. Truth, gained 2.1 thousand likes. We need to get physical fitness back into public schools these days. Dodgeball, get it back in there. Mike Sprillizelia says, quote, we have mental illness levels that are off the charts, getting 8.7 thousand likes. Yep. Strife for America says, quote, imagine posting a private moment with your family because you think the world cares about how you feel. Getting 8.3 thousand likes. Yeah. She thought she was going to be really popular because of this. Red Wave Press says this is child abuse, getting 5.4 thousand likes. Fight with memes. Oh, come on. They did not, in fact, respond in meme form. Nevertheless, this alleged fighter of memes says, quote, TDS, in effect, it seems, what terrible human beings to offload their own insecurities and fears onto their children, who otherwise wouldn't even know or care who is in office, getting 3.2 thousand likes and 110% correct. There's a time and place for politics, and kindergarten ain't it. And again, the parents, this gal is introducing negativity and fear into these kids under something that, in all reality, will not have a negative effect on their life. And quite ironic, it'll actually have the opposite effect. They'll have more money for groceries. Gas will be cheaper. Deregulation will help everyone. Adam Johnson says, only a deranged narcissist would record this and post their reaction with their children. Yeah, getting 3.5 thousand likes. Are there any contrarian statements sticking up for this gal? Probably not. Let's see here. Queen Mother says, quote, I feel so badly for her children of these white liberal tears, or white liberal women, rather. They're going to need therapy forever because of their craziness. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Getting 435 likes. One bad dude simply says, that's a dude, getting 379 likes, which, it's probably a female. Sal D. Texan says, quote, imagine having this psycho for mom. Yeah, it'd be rough. Getting 471 likes. Jakey says, look at the schnoz on her, getting 654 likes, which, again, I'm not going to critique her for that. Everyone gets given the cards they're dealt, so to say. Again, I don't have much ground to stand on. There are a lot of people taking screenshots of that nose, interestingly enough. Let's see here. So, yeah, not too many contrarian statements here. And again, these parents, geez, I mean, legally speaking, it's not child abuse. I think it's morally disgusting to, put that type of fear into your kid. It's just, I don't know. Now, that would be interesting if in our lifetime, is that redefined as child abuse? And do you think it should be, like, legally child abuse to do this to your kids? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.